The U.S. has invited the head of Sudan's governing body to Washington. This is historic as it is the first of such in more than 3 decades. Sudan said Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan will go to the U.S. soon to discuss ways of developing bilateral ties. He has been the head of Sudan's Sovereign Council since August under a transitional power-sharing deal that will see a civilian takeover in 2021 until elections in 2022. U.S. and Sudan's relationship have improved since former President Omar al-Bashir was toppled last year. Sudan remains on the list of state sponsors of terrorism, but Washington is hinting that it might be removed from the blacklist soon. Well, Malawians are eagerly awaiting a ruling from the Constitutional Court on an appeal against the result of last May's presidential election. President Peter Mutharika won a second term with 38.6% of the vote, but opposition candidates Lazarus Chawekra, who came second, and Saulos Chilima, who finished third, went to court to argue that the election was not fair. They say the way the election was handled was full of irregularities. In court, the Malawi Electoral Commission defended its handling of the vote as being in keeping with the law. But the Human Rights Defenders Coalition says it is hopeful that the result will be annulled. Now, reactions have continued to trail the U.S. decision to ban Nigerians from seeking immigration and permanent residency visas. The story initially started as a rumor for a couple of weeks, but now is a reality. President Muhammadu Buhari has said the government will work to fix security lapses that led to the ban, as he wants Nigeria to have productive relations with the U.S. He has also appointed a minister to lead a committee to study and address the new visa requirements. A former permanent secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Keshi, he believes Nigeria is not a strategic partner to the U.S., and that gave rise to the embargo placed on certain visas for Nigerians.
I'm not one of those who subscribe to this whole question and slogan of Nigeria being strategic partner to the United States or United States being a strategic partner. And I think this actually basically confirms my position. You don't treat a strategic partner the way the U.S. sometimes treats us. When you do a proper empirical analysis, compare the way, for example, Saudi Arabia is treated or compare the way Egypt is treated, you begin to wonder how exactly are we so strategic to the U.S.? Yeah, the U.S. might be strategic to us because it's a superpower, and because there are a couple of things we need from the U.S. But from the U.S., I'm not even sure that they themselves are serious when they describe us as strategic partners. And I keep saying this, that the evidence on the ground does just justify that. From time, is it during the Civil War, the U.S. was not on our side? When we were in Liberia and Sierra Leone, the U.S. basically refused to sell some critical, arsenals to us. Is it because they gave us some assistance for elections? But they don't talk to elections to Egypt or to Saudi Arabia. Is it because they help a number of NGOs feed on the U.S. in this country? Is that how you define strategic partners? Let's do a serious analysis of how they treat strategic partners and how the U.S. treats us when it decides to treat us.